It's good for radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Generally, Payne is one of your proteges. How do you think she's doing in Colorado?
She's doing tremendous things. JR she's a great coach. I knew that right from the beginning. Was a great player for me, and I'm just really happy for all the success she's had. That's going to be a tough out here on out playing Colorado.
What are their strengths?
They play probably as hard, if not harder than any team in the league, and they create havoc defensively. Not because they're putting full court pressure on you and have elite athletes. They just are tenacious and they trap all over the place. They do a good job with spacing and positioning, and they're just tough.
So
kind of like her. That's how she played and coaches.
So how concerned are you about your ability to hang on the ball and not get pressured into too many turnovers?
Well, we haven't shown that we've been very good at hanging on to the ball. That's been our downfall the last couple of weekends. And against good teams, you just can't give them extra possessions. So, it's something we continue to work on, and we just have to get better at. That's simply put.
Generally, splitting on the road in the Pac-12 is considered pretty good. Would you say you feel better about things than you did 2 weeks ago when you left town?
No doubt about it. Yeah, no doubt about it. We'll take a split on the road with this group right now anytime. So the last 2 weekends were, I thought, really big for us. Now we need to just use that momentum and carry it through the weekend at home.
Do you feel like there is that energy? Do you feel like they are carrying over that momentum into practices this week?
Yeah, we've practiced well. We've practiced hard this week, and I think they're excited to be back at home. It's been a few weeks.
You had really high praise for Ruthie coming in.
Yeah.
Have you been surprised though about how good she did? I mean, imagine USC in the first quarter, point for point there on Sunday. Have you been surprised by how quickly she's adapted to Pac-12 play?
Well, we obviously knew she was a really, really good player. I don't think you ever anticipate a freshman to put up the numbers she's putting up. When you're talking about somebody as a freshman leading the nation in field goal percentage, that's quite something. So, and the great thing is she's getting better. She's improving her mid-range game a little bit. She's actually looking to shoot that. Her defense is so much better. So that's what I'm most pleased about. With her. And again, the sky's the limit. She's going to continue to get better.
Kelly, is JR one of those kind of former players and coaches that, might be closer to your family than others? I know you guys often interact on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah. JR is like a daughter to me. She truly is. I love her to death. Love her family. Her husband, Toriano, got his start on my staff at Gonzaga as well. So I've watched them raise their kids, have their kids, have enjoyed in her successes, her whole career, and I truly, think of her as like family, and I think she feels the same, and so I'm really glad that she's in the league. I'm glad, but I'm not, because she's going to be a force. Already they've won more games than they did last year, and they've seen good success with the same players. So that should tell you how effective she is as a coach. But I can honestly say I love her and her family.
Is it kind of funny to recruit against her then in those circumstances?
Yeah, well, we haven't really had to recruit against them yet, but I'm sure that's coming. They've only had one recruiting cycle, so we'll see. But yeah, she's going to be recruiting against the best, and listen, Colorado's going to be in the upper echelon very soon.
Was she someone that when you always identified as like, oh, she could be a coach someday, or did she ever talk to you about that, or just how did that maybe develop even when she was playing for you?
Was a great coach on the floor. She was a 6-foot point guard with great athletic ability, and I always gave her kidded her that she was unpressable because she was so quick that she could get by most traps, and she was so tall that she could throw over them. But has always had an aptitude for the game, very competitive. The funny thing about her is she's so sweet, and she's got that big smile. She's never had a bad day in her life, but she will rip your heart out when it comes to competition. And that's what I most love about her, because we're similar in that way. I come across as this kind of person, but when the lights go on or we're in practice, I'm going to do everything I can to beat you, and she's got that same kind of persona.
Would you like Justine what kind of role do you see for her now, especially since you've lost a couple guards?
Yeah, well, Justine's got to become some kind of a defensive stopper for us. I mean, some of our other guards are still working on their defense. It's a challenge. She's got the athletic ability to do it, the length to do it, and so that's really the biggest thing we need from her. She's got to continue to attack the basket because she's one of our better penetrators, and what she gives us beyond the three-point line is a bonus. So those are the areas really she's got to focus on.
Let's go back to Ruthie for a second.
Yeah.
Just when did she first get on your radar when you were recruiting a couple years ago?
Well, I think everybody knew about Ruthie, from the time she was young. She had family in Spokane, who were Zag fans, so I got to know her from there, and then we just continued it here. Mark Campbell had already established a really good relationship with her before we got together here at Oregon, and she was one of my first offers, and I remember the day. They were here for a little camp, and I took her and her dad and brother into the Founders Club downstairs and offered a scholarship at that point. I don't know how many she had received then, but that was one of the first ones that we had offered when we got to Oregon. So, when you're 6'4" and putting up those kind of numbers in Alaska, people notice. And so, yeah, she was on pretty much everybody's radar.
You said earlier this season, though, that you weren't sure how it would translate just because of the level of competition up there. So has there been, I know you said you're not surprised, but has there been anything specific that you've been like, okay, she's better at this than I thought, maybe because I couldn't read it before?
Yeah, she's better at finishing than I thought she was going to be. Again, it's one thing to do it against 5'8" post players, that you play in high school, and it's another thing to do it against someone like Monique Billings at UCLA, and the other post players that she's been playing this year. So yeah, we're not surprised in that we knew she had a lot of potential, but that's a lot to ask for a freshman this early on, and it's incredible what she's doing.
I feel like going back to the live ball turnover, you Lexi was saying how you guys kind of maybe depend on your practice players to kind of give you that intensity in practice. Is that part of kind of fixing the live ball turnover situation?
Yeah, it has helped to have the guys again because we're not an in-your-face defense, and so it's hard to simulate what we're seeing with some of the teams in league. So yeah, it's been nice to have the guys back in school because they haven't been around for a month, and so I anticipate we're going to continue to be better at that for the rest of the year.
Is that the best way for you guys to kind of remedy that situation?
That, and sometimes you play 6 or 7 on defense, and let somebody roam around and just kind of, free will, just kind of put pressure on people. So yeah, we don't have that kind of athletic ability. To like I said, to simulate that. Ours is built more on skill. And then, honestly, the fact that Maite's still not healthy, Sabrina's not healthy, so they're a little more tentative than they would normally be. And as they continue to get healthier and healthier, that'll be better.
How close is Maite to being back to Maite of old?
I don't know if she will be the whole year. It's an injury that is just going to linger, and she needs months of rest. That's the only remedy. So she's going to have to play through it, and she's a tough kid, and I think she's learning that she is tougher than she thinks she is.
Is that from all the basketball she played for Spain last summer? Or?
Yeah, that's the one thing that gets lost. She doesn't get a break, and they don't just have them play in one age group. She'll play with 2 age groups. So she's training all summer long. There is no downtime for good international players.
Like you guys took the trip to Spain.
And then plus we took the trip to Spain. So she had a long summer, and but she's a tough kid. She'll figure it out. All right, you guys. Thanks for coming.